Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec, back with another video for you guys. Today's video, we are in TryHackMe, Advent of Cyber 2024. We are continuing on with Advent of Cyber day number 5. If you scroll down here, this is task number 11, XXE, day 5, SOCMUS XX what E. Now, if you are just joining us here, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell, and be sure to comment on your thoughts and opinions on the information shared in the video. Hopefully you all have an awesome day today, and let's go ahead and dive into it. The story. The days in Wareville flew by, and software's projects were nearly complete just in time for Christmas. One evening after wrapping up work, Software was strolling through the town when he came across a young boy looking dejected. Curious, Software asked, "What would you like for Christmas?" The boy replied with a sigh, "I wish for a teddy bear, but I know that my family can't afford one." This brief conversation sparked an idea in Software's mind. What if there was a platform where everyone in town could share their Christmas wishes, and the mayor's office could help make them come true? Excited by the potential, Software introduced the idea to Mayor Malware, who embraced it immediately. The mayor encouraged the team to build the platform for the people of Wareville. Through the developers' dedication and effort, the platform was soon ready and became an instant hit. The townspeople loved it. However, in their rush to meet the holiday deadline, the team had overlooked something crucial or critical. Through thorough security testing, even Mayor Malware had chipped in to help develop a feature in the final hours. Now it's up to you to ensure that the application is secure and free of vulnerabilities. Can you guarantee the platform runs safely for the people of Wareville? All right. Learning objectives. Understand the basic concepts of related to XML. Explore XML external entity, which is XXE, and its components. Learn how to exploit the vulnerability. Understand remediation measures. Important concepts. Extensible markup language, or XML for short. XML is commonly used method to transport and store data in a structured format that humans and machines can easily understand. Consider a scenario where two computers need to communicate and share data. Both devices need to agree on a common format for exchanging information. This agreement format is known as XML. You can think of XML as a digital filing cabinet. Just as a filing cabinet has folders with labeled documents inside, XML uses tags to label and organize information. These tags are like folders in that define these type of data stored. This is what a XML looks like, a simple piece of text information organized in a structured manner. So this is what it looks like here. People inside these tags, name, address, email, and you got phone. In this case, the tags phone, name, address, etc. are like folders in a filing cabinet, but now they store data about glitch. The content inside the tags glitch, Wareville, and 123 4, 5, 6, 7 represents the actual data being stored. Like before, the key benefits of XML is that it's easily shareable and customizable, allowing you to create your own tags. Document type definition DTD. Now that the two computers have agreed to share data in a common format, what about the structure of the format? Here is when the DTD comes into play. A DTD is a set of rules that defines the structure of an XML document. Just like a database scheme, it acts like a blueprint telling you what elements or tags and attributes are allowed in the XML file. Think of it as a guideline that ensures the XML document follows a specific structure. Now, before we continue on, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start up Burp because we're going to be using it, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take to start up. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, so you know every time I post a new video. As you can see here, most people that view my videos, view my channel, are not subscribed. Now, if you do subscribe, it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to grow our glorious community here. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch. Have a nice day and enjoy the video. For example, if we want to ensure that XML document about people will always include a name, address, email, and phone number, we could define those rules through a DTD as shown below. And this is what it looks like. Got doc type people, element, people, name, address, email, phone. All right. In the above, DTD element defines the element tags that are allowed, like name, address, email, and phone number, whereas um, pound PC data stands for parsed people data, meaning it will consist of just plain text. Entities. So far, both computers have agreed on the format that the structure of the data and the type of data they will share. Entities in XML are placeholders that allow the insertion of large chunks of data or referencing internal or external files. They assist in making the XML file easy to manage, especially when the same data is repeated multiple times. Entities can be defined internally within the XML document or externally referencing data from an outside source. For example, an external entity references data from an external file or resource in the following code. The entity and x semicolon could refer to an external file located at the following URL here, which would be loaded into the XML if allowed by the system. So this is what it looks like here. You have entity x system, and then it's going to this URL here. It's referencing that. All right, and then here's the tags or the elements in here: people, name, address, etc., etc. We are specifically discussing external entities because it is one of the main reasons that XXE is introduced if it is not properly managed. XML external entity, or XXE for short. After understanding XML and how entities work, we can now explore the XXE vulnerability. XXE is an attack that takes advantage of how XML parsers handle external entities. When a web application processes an XML file, that contains an external entity, the parser attempts to load or execute whatever resource the entity points to. If necessary, sanitization is not in place. The attacker may point the entity to any malicious code malicious source slash code, causing the undesired behavior of the web app. For example, if a vulnerable XML parser processes this external entity definition, you can see it here: THM file, system file, etc passwd. Oh, what's going on here? Here, the entity and THM file references or refers to the sensitive file etc passwd. On a system, when the XML is processed, the parser will try to load and display the contents of that file, exposing sensitive information to the attacker. In the upcoming task, we will examine how XXE works and how to exploit it, connecting to the machine here. So you're going to need the attack box in the VM, which I have already started up, both of them. Okay, where do you know how to do this? Start machine, click the green buttons, all right, and at the top you click the attack box, sorry. All right, web applications at this URL here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and then open up Firefox. Practical. Now that you understand the basic concepts related to XML and XXE, we will analyze an application that allows users to view and add products to their carts and perform the checkout activity. You can access the wearable application hosted here. This application allows users to request their Christmas wishes. Oh boy, let's see here. Flow of the application. As a penetration tester, it is important to first analyze the flow of the application. Basically, you're going through and you're clicking around, poking and prodding around different features inside of here, walking the application to say, all right, first the user will browse through the products and add items of interest to their wish list, like this here. So let's see here. Yeah, so you can see down here IDs and stuff like that. Click on the add to wish list under Wearable's Jolly Cap. Okay, and where is that? Do I need to log in or something? Let's see. No, let's see products. All right, there we go. Yeah. So add to wish list. I was on the wrong page, but now we are on the product page. So I clicked add to wish list, and it says after adding products to the wish list, click the cart button or visit the following link there. So just go straight to cart. There it is. To see the products add to the cart, on the cart page, click the proceed to checkout button to buy the items. Okay, pretty straightforward. On the checkout page, the user will be prompted to enter his name and address as shown below. Enter any name of your choice and address and click on complete checkout to place the wish. Once you complete the wish, you'll be shown the message wish successful. Your wish has been granted, saved as wish number 21. All right, so let's go ahead and type my name in here. So WireDogSec. Address. Let's see here. Let's put Gotham. There we go. Complete checkout. Now we're done. Okay. You can see down here, wish successful, saved wish 21. All right, wish 21 indicates the wishes placed by a user on the website. Once you click on wish 21, you will see a forbidden page because the details are only accessible to admins. But we can but can we try to bypass this and access other people's wishes? This is what we will try to perform in this task. So that's what it looks like here. All right, so let's see here. Yep, there we go. Intercepting the request before discussing exploiting XXE on the web. Let's learn how to intercept the request. First, we need to configure the environment so that as a penetration tester, all web traffic from our browser is routed through Burp Suite. This allows us to send or to see and manipulate the request as we browse. We will use Burp Suite, a powerful web vulnerability scanner, to intercept and modify requests for this exploitation. Interesting how they said web vulnerability scanner. This is actually what's considered a proxy. So basically, everything that you put inside of the browser here, click around and stuff, you can send that information over to Burp Suite to intercept that traffic, right? It's going to have it in a request, and you can manipulate that request. So let's see here. We will use Burp Suite, blah, blah, blah. So we already did that, okay? It's already open here. Once you click the icon, Burp Suite will open with an introductory screen. You will see a message like, welcome to Burp Suite, next button, okay? And on the screen, you will have the option to start Burp and click the start button. So let's go ahead and do that here. Start Burp, fire it up. There's another one out there as well. Like this is the community edition, which is limited features, but it still works pretty good. There's another one out there called OWASP ZAP you can use, which is completely free. Has all kinds of features as well. It can be an alternative to Burp. There's another one out there called Caido, which is relatively new in the web application space, but it's becoming more and more popular. I've seen a lot of people start using Caido or Caido, however you pronounce it, instead of Burp. But Burp is like the gold standard for web application security testing, stuff like that. All right, once Burps has started, you can see the main interface with different tabs, proxy, intruder, repeaters, and others. So you can see that up here. Well, let me get rid of this stuff out of the way. Okay, there we go. See up the top here, we got Burp, project, intruder, repeater, view, dashboard, target, proxy, intruder, repeater, collaborator, signature, etc., etc. Okay, we see all that up here. Inside Burp Suite, click the settings tab at the top right, and you will see Burp's browser option available under the tools. Okay, and allow Burp's browser to run without a sandbox option. So we need to go to the Burp's browser here, and then it says allow to use or allow to run without sandbox. Okay, good to go, and looks good. Click on the close icon at the top right corner. All right, so let's close out of this. Done. After allowing the browser to run without a sandbox, we would now be able to start the browser with pre-configured Burp Suite's proxy, navigate to open browser option located at the proxy intercept. Okay, so we go to proxy, interceptors browser here. Now, I don't usually use this. There's something inside of Firefox. There's a plugin you can install called Foxy Proxy. Basically, it's this here. So you can go in and configure it. You can set this to Burp, and it'll send these requests to it. But they want us to use this internal browser apparently. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, open the browser by clicking Open Browser as shown below. Browse to the following URL. So I'm going to copy it again, make sure I have it. So our requests are intercepted. Okay, where is this? Let's see. I thought I clicked it, but let's try it again. Open browser. So once you browse the URL, all the requests are intercepted and can be seen under the proxy HTTP history tab. So there we go. And if we flip back over here, what they're talking about is this HTTP history here. So you can see our requests in there. Another thing you might want to consider doing is you can go to target scope and you can add the scope in there so it'll be able to include or exclude things from the scope. So let's say we only want to target this specific website, so you can just type that in there, right? You can post it in here like so, and then it will just look at everything in regards to this specific site and nothing else. Because a lot of times um, you can pick up a lot of junk you don't want to see, and it can just clutter up the interface here. But let's go back to this browser here, and it's going very slow. Let's see here. What is happening in the background? Now, when you visit the URL here, the product page, and click add to whitelist, an AJAX call is made to wishlist.php with the following XML as input. So it's going to look something like this as soon as this loads. Okay, and let's see. All right, not sure why this is taking so long, but you know what? Let's try this Foxy proxy, and we're going to set this to Burp. Okay, let me go back to Burp, and we're going to go to intercept. Maybe that's why it's taking so long. Let's turn that off. Okay, I don't know if maybe I skipped that part. But anyway, I'll turn that intercept off. Yeah, I did miss it. Maybe I did. I don't know. But anyway, so I turned it off. Um, let's take a look at this browser again. Let's see. Is it open? All right. No, I don't want to use Gemini. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure I don't have multiple open. Let me turn this off again. Disable. Okay, now we're back on track here. Let me close out of this and close out all these browsers. Okay, now let's try this again. This is why I don't use this open browser. It's just too confusing for me, apparently. All right, anyway. All right, let's go to the product page again. Okay. And then they want us to click add to wish list again. So the Jolly Cap, it's hard to see in this. There we go. All right, clicked it. So if we navigate back to Burp and take a look at the history here, we can see that here, post request to wishlist.php. Okay, good to go here. Is everything we're seeing here. Looks something like this. And we can see that down here in the request. Looks like I'm gonna have to make this bigger, I guess. Okay, let me close out of this. Flip back over here. Make sure you guys can see this. All right, so we can see all this information down here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm gonna rearrange this. There we go. So now we see the same thing here. All right, let's flip back over and scroll back down. All right. Yes, we saw the XML like that. In the above XML, product ID tag contains the ID of the product, which is 1 in this case. Now let's review add to wish list request logged in the Burp Suite's HTTP history option under the proxy tab. As discussed above, the request contains XML being forwarded as a post request as shown, and we saw that already. The wishlist.php accepts the request and parses the request using the code, this here, okay. Preparing the payload. When a user sends specially crafted XML data to the application, um, the line libxml disable entity loader false allows the XML parser to load external entities. This means the XML input can include external file references or requests to remote servers. When the XML is processed by simple XML load strings with the libxml no end or no int option, the web app resolves external entities, allowing attackers access to sensitive files, allowing them to make unattended requests from the server. What if we update the XML request to include references for external entities? We will use the following XML instead of the above XML. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this in case we need it. When we send this update XML payload, the first two lines introduce an external entity called payload. The line entity payload system Etsy host tells us the XML parser to replace the payload reference with the contents of the file Etsy host on the server. When the XML is processed instead of a normal product ID, the application will try to load and include the contents of the file specified in the Etsy host. Okay, exploitation. Now let's perform exploitation by repeating the request we captured earlier. So probably gonna use repeater. The Burp Suite tool has a feature called repeater that allows you to send multiple HTTP requests. We will use this feature to duplicate our HTTP post request and send it multiple times. To exploit the vulnerability, right click on the wishlist.php post request and click on the send to repeater. So let's go ahead and do that. We already clicked on it here. So right click here Send the repeater. And you notice how repeater is blinking orange here, so we know it's in there. All right, we've done that. Now switch to the repeater tab where you will find the post request that needs to be modified. We will update the XML payload with the new data as shown below, and then send the modified request. So we're going to replace everything with this here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Go over here, delete all. All right, looks good to go. Place the mouse cursor inside the request repeater in Burp, Control V, or paste the payload in the above highlight area, which we've already done. Okay, and then we're gonna hit the send button. It looks like so send. There we go. Following lines are desirable for IPv6 capable host, etc., etc. So we're getting some information back here. When we click to send, the server processed the malicious XML payload, which included the external entity reference to etc host. As a result, the wishlist.php responded with the contents of etc host file, leading to an XXE vulnerability. Time for some action. Now that you've identified a vulnerability in the application, it's time to see it in action. McSkitty Software has tasked us with finding loopholes, and we've successfully uncovered one in wishlist.php endpoint. But our work doesn't end here. Let's take it a step further and assess the potential impact this vulnerability could have on the application. And you will want to do that if you're doing like a pen test or maybe bug bounty stuff. Maybe you find a vulnerability, do some testing on it, and then you want to determine or try to determine a more severe impact so you can get a higher bounty, or just to show the customer like, hey, you should take a look at this and get this fixed as soon as you can. This is a critical finding. But anyway, let's continue on. Earlier, we discovered a page accessible only by administrators, which seems to be an exciting target. What if we could use the vulnerability we found to access sensitive information, like the wishes placed by the townspeople? Now that our objective is clear, let's leverage the vulnerability we discovered to read the contents of each wishes page and demonstrate the full extent of this flaw to help McSkitty secure the platform. To get started, let's recall the page that is only accessible by admins. That's wish_1.txt. Using this path, we just need to guess the potential absolute path of the file. Typically, web applications are hosted on the following var www html. With that in mind, let's build our new payload to read the wishes while leveraging the vulnerability. It says, note, not all web applications use the path var www html, but web servers typically use it. Okay, and you can find this out by doing some Googling, reading documentation, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, and then we're going to go back in, replace everything, and then send the request back. So let's go and do that. So we're going to place all this stuff out of here. Control V, looks good. Fire it off. Failed to parse XML. What happened here? Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's why. I have an extra one in there. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Surprisingly, we got lucky that our assumption worked. The next thing to do is to see whether we can view more wishes using our discovery. To do this, let's try replacing the wish_1.txt with number 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And so we're going to delete this and plug in number 2, fire it off. There we go. Okay, ID wish2, there we go. Mayor malware test. Okay, we got the same results. As a result, we are able to view the next wish. You may observe that we just incremented the number by 1. Given this, you may continue checking the other wishes and see all of the wishes stored in the application. After iterating through the wishes, we have proved the potential impact of vulnerability, and anyone who leverages this could read the wishes submitted by the townspeople of Wareville. Conclusion: it was confirmed that the application was vulnerable and the developers were not at fault since they only wanted to give the townspeople something before Christmas. However, it became evident that bypassing security testing led to an application that did not securely handle incoming requests. As soon as the vulnerability was discovered, McSkitty promptly coordinated with the developers to implement the necessary mitigations. The following approach helped to address the potential risk against XXE attacks. disable external entity loading. This primary fix is to disable external entity loading in your XML parser. In PHP, for example, you can prevent XXE by setting this here to true before processing the XML. Validate and sanitize user input. Always validate and sanitize the XML input received by received from users. Right? Don't trust user input. This ensures that only expected data is processed, reducing the risk of malicious content being included in the request. For example, remove suspicious keywords like Etsy host, Etsy passwd, etc. from the request. After discovering this vulnerability, McSkitty immediately remembered that a changelog file exists with the web application stored at the following endpoint here. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. We're probably going to take a look at it. Okay. After checking, it can be seen that someone pushed the vulnerable code within the application after the software's team. Wow. Okay. With this discovery, McSkitty still couldn't confirm whether the mayor intentionally made the application vulnerable. However, the mayor had already become suspicious, and McSkitty began to formulate theories about this or about his possible involvement. Okay. And let's just navigate to that real quick. I'm just going to open it up inside of Firefox. Open this up. There we go. And we can see that here. Oh, well, there's a flag already. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Okay. And just flip back over. Questions. So go ahead and try to answer these questions here, then come back to the video and we will continue on. All right, let's take a look at these questions here. What is the flag seen on the possible proof of sabotage, which we already saw that earlier. Now we need to iterate through these wishes to try to find the second flag, okay? So this is the first flag right here on that changelog page. Let's flip back over to our burp, okay? And you can see there's two. So there's up to 20, I think, inside of here. So 3, hopefully not to go too far for this. 4, nothing. Okay, 5. You know what? Let's go to 20. Product ID is invalid. Okay. Let's see. 6. You know what? We can try something here. I'm going to try something. I'm going to open this up inside of Intruder. All right. And then since we know what we want to target, highlight this and then sniper attack. All right. I'm going to close this and let's see here. So we already went through 8. So let's see, 9. Oh, I need to add that. Okay. And let's see here if this works. All right, looks like it finished. So let's go ahead and check and see the response here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and all right, here it is. It's in number 15, wish. So there's our flag here. I'm going to go ahead and grab it, copy that, and paste this over. Okay. Now let's go back here. There's another way to do this. I did this the long way for some reason. Right, so inside of Intruder, you can go over here, click on payloads, change this over to numbers. Right, you can step from 0 to 21. Right. Oh yeah, to 21. And then by how many? Sorry, I put this in the wrong spot. 0 to 21. And then we're going to step 1. So uh, it looks good to go there. All right, then you can go over to just start attack, and it should go automatically iterate through those for you like it is now. It's a lot easier than just trying to manually type in stuff like I did. I forgot that this was in there. But so if we go back over, you can see it going through everything there. And like I said, number 15 is the one we want to take a look at here. So there you go. You could probably do this with other tools as well, like FUF or whatever, but we decide to use Burp. So that is it for that. And let's see, if you want to learn more about XXE injection attack, Check out the XXE room, so complete. Following, mixed keys device software recently hardened the server. It used to have many unneeded open ports, but not anymore. Not that this matters in any way. So we're done here. Okay, so that wraps up the video. Hopefully you found this educational of value. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you're new here. Comment below any thoughts and opinions. Are you enjoying this particular Advent of Cyber event this year? How are you progressing through it? All that good stuff. Share it with friends. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch my video. Have a nice day, and I will see you later.